you subscribe to us now?
So that kind of throws that out the window.
Ashanti over it.
I was going to call it coconut. Ashanti's even better now, yeah. Alright then, so, intro. Okay, right, ready?
Yeah.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Hi, welcome to Beyond the Ropes. This is Michael here. Today I am joined with Sean and Dwight. David is not here. He's auditioning for Arsenal TV. But they're running out of fans. They're all killing themselves at the moment.
Yeah.
This is do you know, I love Arsenal fans. Like Sean, you're an Arsenal fan. I think.
Yeah.
He should start his own one, QPR TV, something like that.
Yeah, he should do.
I don't think it's good.
No one would watch that.
Man, I think it would be funny. You know, they don't be a worse situation than Arsenal. So.
Yeah. I never see a good, happy QPR fan. I don't know, yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
Boxing.
Yeah, anyway, boxing. We could spend the whole time talking about Arsenal TV.
Yeah.
Today's agenda, we've got lots to talk about actually. Because a lot has happened since last week. Up until last week, not very much had gone on.
Yeah.
I feel it's a good place to start today to talk about Frank Warren's Untouchables card.
They're not going to get touched much, are they? In those fights.
Right, so first of all, the card was, I would say, fairly weak anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But before we delve into it too deeply, so Tete is off the card as well now.
Yeah.
So we're now down to Dubois, Yard and Skeet. 3 good names to have a card.
If Zephyr Barrett's on his own, eh?
Yeah, and Zephyr Barrett, but you need good opponents for these guys. And unfortunately, there are none. There's no nice way to put it. There are none. We got on well with Bradley. If we went to speak to him before this, this is one of those ones I'm going to have to avoid doing that because it would be a case of you'd have to say, why are you fighting such a bomb?
I think you could understand why he would be doing it
On
in
a
isolation.
Comeback.
Yeah.
If it was just one, he's had quite a long layoff. But
he needs to keep busy then.
and Hearn said it in his interview indirectly. If this was his card, he'd be absolutely battered for it.
And he's strong as well. Yeah.
And I feel last year we gave Warren a lot of props, a lot of ratings for putting on competitive cards all the time. Well, most of the time that we could sit down, we could watch. There wasn't just one big fight at the top. It was There were good cards all the way through. But let's be honest, this is a knockout real card.
Yeah, it is, but you can't. I don't know if we can. Yeah, we need to mention it, but I don't think we should be slating too much. Like one card, it's not like one after another. Do you know what I mean? It's just I know, but you know how these things go. Like sometimes people drop out and they struggle to find opponents, and then if the next card is like this, then we can go to town.
In fact, that brings me on that we got a question in from Too Much Talking, one of our regulars. He sends us some good questions every week, and it was Frank Warren's card. Are these fighters untouchables?
Yeah.
As in, they obviously can't get any opponents, or is this just poor matchmaking?
I think it's a bit of both.
I mean, take Daniel Dubois' fight for example.
It's a step down, isn't it?
It is. Do you know, it's so bad. I had his name and it's completely escaped me now.
DL, whatever.
DL, whatever is what his name is now. He had a fight with Damien Darch recently and got dropped by.
Yeah, Darch.
Is it Damien Darch?
Dorian.
Do you know what Damien Darch is? Dark is from Arrow. Okay, getting my shows confused. But so, and he obviously blasted him out of it very quickly, very convincing. So it's a step down from even his last fight.
Yeah, I think Warren knows that it's quite a good formula in terms of getting Yard, Dubois on the same card.
Yeah.
The venue works at the venue, even though they didn't sell it out before Christmas with Selby and De Gea on it as well. It just feels like I said to you in the week, it's just one of them cards that is going to happen every now and again with BT because
they've got to fill up dates.
They've got a commitment, and they don't really want to risk any of those guys losing because they need those guys to keep winning because they've got the whole channel's hopes on their shoulders, really.
Yeah, to be fair, we said it before that the combination, especially of Dubois and Yard, it could be a formula for success, but obviously if if someone takes a loss early, you know, we as serious boxing fans know that doesn't mean the end of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people switch off. You know, when someone's that O's gone, it's they're not that saleable commodity anymore, and it's a shame because people don't delve deep enough into the sport to understand that sometimes that loss can make you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like a very safe option for me in a minute, and rightly so. I think Warren's getting both barrels from a lot of people.
I think like if you look through history, you see all the top fighters go through stages. Like we've done it loads of times about Mike Tyson's early fights.
Yeah.
It's just that this card, all of the fighters have got rubbish fights.
I couldn't see anything from top to bottom.
The thing is, Bradley Skeet, you can't really put Bradley Skeet at the top of the bill because we know from speaking to him, and you see him in every interview, he's kind of in no man's land at the moment. He doesn't seem to have a clear plan about what he's going to do. So there's no real domestic fight that's going to sell out the cover box Bradley Skeet. No matter how competitive the fight is, unless it's a world title fight, you're not going to sell out a venue with Bradley Skeet. And I just think the timing's all wrong for everyone. Bradley Skeet needs to get out, but Frank Warren knows he needs to put Yard and Dubois on there to get anywhere close to selling out the venue. But he doesn't want either of them to lose.
So it's that kind of like a balancing act, isn't it?
Like Dwight says, I don't think he could escape sort of any criticism just because it's one, but I think maybe don't go too overboard just based on one card. If he does this a few times a year, then I think it's really poor.
I don't think we can let him off another time. The next time.
Well, so I mean, really. to go to another question we had is with the number of matchroom cards on the horizon, how thin will undercards be? And I think that can cross over to this kind of question as well, about even the same people. So I mean, you've got his 4 top boys. You know who they are already, really and truly. Well, I say 4 top boys because obviously we're discounting a lot of people there, but the 4 in this package. So you had Tete, Dubois, Yard, and Skeet on their own card. Like you said, headlining, they're going to really struggle here to fill the undercard.
Yeah.
But these guys can't fight. They can't fight all together all the time.
Yeah. And
even if they do, we're talking 3-4 months between each card.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're not going to get a lot. You can't fill up the dates, can you?
No. I think we're going to have, assuming everything goes as we expect, I think you're going to probably have Saunders and Fury on cards together.
Yeah, because like you said, he's in a very difficult situation.
Story. Yeah. You know what I mean? He can't really comment.
Well, you're spot on. Let's be honest. If this was Dubois in a heavyweight fight right now, I mean against not even a big name, just someone that has been, that would have been a Sky pay-per-view. Yeah, with the undercard. So we were paying to watch Joshua beat up these puddings.
Exactly.
Just stacked with one-sided matchroom fights. In fact, we used to always say if you bet on all the matchroom fights, you stick a tenner on, you get £10.50 back after betting on about 8 fights, and it's ridiculous. But it is what it is. I don't know what else you can really do. It's just strange, you don't want to complain, like you said, because it is only one card so far. But you just hope that it's not the start of things to come. Because I think Warren had a fantastic 2016 and 2017 as well. He's been building for a while now. I hope he hasn't plateaued already.
All he can do really is try and fill it out with up and coming fighters really. And to me, to be honest, I'm not going to complain with that because I don't mind seeing up and coming fighters. I don't mind watching we go to the small hall shows and that. I don't mind. Give these guys some exposure as well. It's not going to pull in those other fans that used to see AJ every week, but fuck them. You know what I mean? This is boxing. I want to see boxing, and if it means giving someone else a bit of exposure, why not? Why not show it?
Trust it, Dwight. If you're not drinking that water, we just need to get our branding in there, AJ style as well.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Okay. But do I have to put a product placement thing on the YouTube thing now?
Stay thirsty.
We should definitely make that our name. We're going to get at some water company this week about stay thirsty, boys. So, I mean, we need to see big things from Yard this year, I think, now.
Yeah.
We've spoken about him consistently for 18 months. Strong end to the year. But he's up at the top end of the table now. He needs to produce something this year.
I think he needs to get off the WBO track because he's got big cough left on there, man. Number one. It's danger, man. It's danger, man. It's danger, man.
You love some
He needs to jump on Stevenson, mate. Yeah.
But you know, we said it last week. Watch Stevenson come out and just blast out Jack, and we'll just be like, I'm gonna go find all the tweets about him. I'm just gonna delete all of that shit.
I'd like to see Yard just clean up domestically. I just think that's so he's not ready for world level. I don't think.
You think who's at world level it's
There's no need for him to rush.
There's not. Yeah. And if this BT deal's got a couple of years on it to run, they may as well concentrate on the domestic scene.
I guess the problem is that the people he's got to fight are on Sky and Matchroom, and we're still really yet to see it happen over and over again.
Yeah,
Matchroom and Frank Warren.
We've seen the occasional bit here and there, but we said it before. Warren seems happy. He's just like, I'll put him on your show. I'll pay his money.
Yeah.
But then to be fair, Eddie Hearn kind of says the same thing as well.
They all say it, and I think it's what it is.
Yeah, it's got to happen. I mean, it's got to happen over the next few years because there's fighters that should fight each other. And obviously Fury and Joshua, if Fury does sign with Frank Warren.
I think the fact that Warren's looking, like he tweeted that he's applied for his license for him.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that if he's then going to go and sign with someone else.
Yeah.
I think the link up with MTK as well is quite crucial in that. Yeah. So it's a nice sort of business triangle that I think works well for all of them.
Yeah, well, then Macklin's on Sky now, isn't he?
Do you know what? There's too much dirty money in the sport.
Yeah.
But we'll leave it there. So, I mean, to move on then, boys, what else have we got on that card? Is there anything else that interests you in terms of that? I mean, like I said, Dubois is going to be a bit of a non-existent fight. Yard we kind of covered already. Tete's been moved now, which obviously it's going to be rescheduled. But again, maybe this is one of those ones where they thought, you know, we're getting a bit of stick for this. Maybe we need to push him off to the side a bit, put him on his own separate card, and aim for a big fight.
Probably. I think should have left him where it was really, but
when is this card?
The 10th of Feb. This is the one we said we wanted to go to, but obviously the week after we've got the York Hall Haymaker show on the Friday, and then Eubank on the Saturday. This one you can pick your battles at home, innit?
Yeah.
You know, like when you say like that, it's kind of we're judging a card, and we're criticising opponents of people who only fought a couple of months before. Like forget Ski.
Yeah, it was just before Christmas. Yeah. In fairness.
Like literally within 2 months. It was the 8th of December.
Yeah.
Okay, Dubois is fighting someone who's marginally lower level than Dorian Darch. Maybe quite a lot lower, I don't know. But it's only how many fights has he had? 6, 7? I don't know. He probably won't learn anything, but yeah, he's got to keep fighting. Like we criticise Joshua, so we've got to criticise Dubois, I suppose. But it is his 6th or 7th, 8th fight. Yeah. Within 2 months of his last one.
Yeah.
How much if he steps up as much as everyone seems to want him to, within about 8 months he'll be fighting for a world title. Do you know what I mean? If he keeps increasing as much as everyone's like calling for. So I've got no problem with him going sideways for a few fights, as long as it is just a few fights to keep busy. To get out on different cards.
Yeah, you prefer that rather than seeing him already fighting twice a year or.
That's the thing. The alternative is to not fight for another couple of months and fight someone better, which he'll probably do anyway. He might have another fight in 2-3 months. Obviously, if he keeps fighting guys who are progressively worse, then
we better watch out.
Yeah.
He's going to end up knocking on someone's door.
Exactly. So I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, moving on then. Because like I said, we'll cover that card as we get closer to it anyway.
Do we have to?
There's not a lot to cover, man. There's not a lot to cover, but
well, we can try. Listen, look how much has changed between now and last week.
Yeah.
We might get to that point and
true.
Something becomes available for somebody.
Exactly. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not counting my chickens.
Something else might get thrown on there. So.
Okay, we've also got coming up. Is it this weekend? Spence Peterson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And do you know what?
I'm looking forward to that. Big so.
Now, I was really looking forward to it, but I'm kind of thinking it's going to be a one-sided
I
beat now.
I think it is, yeah.
I think Peterson's getting sparked out.
That's why I'm looking forward to it, though.
Oh wow!
That's what I'm looking forward to.
No love from Dwight.
No love, man. No love. Nah, cause I just want to see Spence, man. He's impressive. He's impressive, man.
Yeah.
I just like to watch him. Just blow people away, man. Sorry, Dave's not here, but you know he blows people away.
I said that about him before. He's just one of the most heavy-handed fighters I've ever seen. When I remember watching, was it the Algeria fight when he knocked him down like 4 times?
Yeah.
Every one of them knockdowns was just dynamite. Like, no, you see it in
Angles as well. It's the angles, man.
When you see someone's head snap back as they hit the floor, and you just think, yeah, you got hit.
Exactly.
And then obviously with Kell Brook didn't fall over.
Yeah, but
he probably should have.
It's the combinations, isn't it? It's just it was a lot.
And fortunately, until this week, there was no TV deal in place for it. But Box Nation announced that they picked it up, and I know that Sky said that they bid for it as well, so it's good.
Good.
I'm being a bit petty there, but I kind of prefer it when it's on Box Nation. Do you know what it is? I don't know how to describe it, but I love watching the Sky shows. I love watching the big Sky shows. They're all really nice, but when I'm not looking at an AJ fight or a big David Hay Bell, you know the whole big showcase.
Yeah.
I'd much rather just watch it on Box Nation.
Yeah.
I don't have to listen to Tony Bellew telling me about some
yeah.
lightweights and how they're doing when he actually doesn't know anything about that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
As much as I like David Hay, I don't have to sit there and listen to him talk nonsense about himself and what he's done and what he's doing.
I hate it when Sky do that when it's an international fight and they all dress up in their best suits and then go and just sit in a studio. But like about Box Station, at least they look a little bit more relaxed. They know that they're not there. They're just still in London.
They're just sitting on the sofa with some screens around them.
Whereas Sky are making out like they've actually gone there.
And they're just sitting in the studio overlooking it. They've got the massive screen behind you with the overview.
You see Spencer Oliver with like a tie clip on and everything like that.
Tie clip or a clip on tie.
Yeah, probably.
So what do we expect from Spence this year? I think he's gonna have to move up. I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last fight down there. We saw in the book fight he was really struggling to make weight for that.
He's big. He's got he seems to have long arms, broad shoulders.
That's when he's got fights at this weight.
Yeah.
There's fights there for him.
With Furman and Crawford.
Yeah, you could be right. And I'm supposed to be honest, he doesn't exactly like to fight very often, so we could sit and wait around after this.
I think he'll fight Furman this year. I really do. I don't know about Crawford.
Crawford's going to be tied up for a while. Once he fights Horn, there's definitely going to be some kind of rematch clause in there, you would imagine, because Horn's going to want to milk this for every penny he's got. And let's be honest, he is the champion, so he can dictate to some extent.
But no, I think, like I said, I don't think it's going to be that competitive this weekend. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him just because he's one of the best fighters in the world. So
interesting that he didn't make any of our pound for pounds. Is that simply through lack of activity?
He hasn't been anyone good yet, has he?
Oh!
He's got a good win.
Just going through emotions. I think he's got to fight Jojo Danton, to be fair. Yeah. He's working his way up that IBF rating again.
Carson Jones.
Yeah. Listen, Carson Jones is in a scrap soon.
Yeah.
You know, I like Carson Jones. I like him just because he actually really did trouble Kell Brook in that first fight.
Stuck it on him, didn't he? Stuck it on him.
That was one of them ones, you know. And I know they come out afterwards and go, I didn't have my nutrition right. I didn't know how to train and eat properly. It's like, alright. Yeah. You just thought you were going to bang this guy out, but it didn't happen like that. It's a shame.
Yeah.
So yeah, one-sided beatdown, do you think then?
Yeah. I think you'll stop him, yeah.
I think early KO.
Stop
early?
I think an early KO, I'm going within 4.
You stand up for it?
No.
Where is it? Is it New York or is it like West?
I don't know.
It depends on, if it's a 3 o'clock one.
I thought it was like East Coast, West Coast. You were like, I don't know.
No, it depends on the timings. Obviously, you know, as the closer you get to like the Vegas fights, so I'm not staying up till 5 or 6 o'clock to watch.
I'm waking up for that time to watch it and staying up for that.
Whatever, Dwight's going to be in the gym at that time. I'll be like, come on, Spence! 1, 2, 3.
I'm just going to literally record it, wake up early in the morning and watch it. I can't be bothered to stay up for that. I'll be shattered, I'll fall asleep anyway, so.
Barclays Centre to New York.
Yeah, so that's a fairly early-ish one. You would have said probably about 3 o'clock then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mind. See, those sort of ones, I don't stay awake, but I'll just wake up,
Mm.
TV on quickly. I watch the 12 minutes of boxing.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to that, the 12 minutes, and then spend an hour arguing on Twitter. And then, do you know, every time I sit down, I'm like, right, I've got to get up now. I did it for like whenever I watch the UFC ones. I just wake up, I watch it. It's like, oh, it's only 15 minutes. It's like 3 rounds or whatever. And you think I'll go back to sleep. You go, oh, I'll quick look on Twitter.
Mm.
And then someone says something stupid, and you're like, no, you're completely wrong.
Yeah.
And then like the sun's coming up, the birds are singing.
I hate that when you get an argument after boxing on a Sunday morning. Because you're getting tired and you don't want to give up, and you don't want to give in. It's like, who can stay awake and finish this argument?
That's it. Who can do a full 15 rounds? I've gone completely blank. Where's we at? Right, also, so this week, we have to give ratings to Eddie Hearn.
Mm.
Except for equally the amount we've given him stick in the past before.
Yeah.
I don't want to go as far as to say his beginning to 2018, like some people have been going overboard with superlatives, but it's a solid start.
The first 3-4 months of the year, just looking at the calendar, there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Amongst those, we have got Brown versus White.
Boring, no.
Go on, boys, start it.
I'm not interested in that at all, like.
I think it could be really boring or really amazing.
I'm going with the really boring. Because I think we're going to expect it to be really good based on the whole, the White Chisora thing.
Yeah.
But it should have just been a bit of a mundane thing and turned into an absolute slugfest.
I think the build-up's going to be more interesting than the fight.
Mm.
Can I just say as well,
Yeah.
right? Dylan White, just the man that keeps on giving. That tattooed penis is going to get it. That was his soundbite. I thought, you go through YouTube and it just pops up and he's Coogan's picked a thumbnail of him standing there with his mouth open. And I'm like, right, it's that tattooed penis is getting it. I'm sitting there, got the kids sitting there, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't know where I've gone on YouTube. I've gone to a bad place.
Yeah.
It's just his sound bites are just.
So you
amazing.
think there's no chance of it turning into a bit of a slugfest then?
It probably will, and I won't hate that. But this is one of the facts that I don't particularly like Lucas Brown. I don't particularly like Dylan White.
Mm. Who's got more potential? Who's going to win it?
I think they're exactly the same fighter, if I'm honest with you.
But Dylan White's younger.
And darker.
Yes.
Yes, he is. I'm ready to get the response again. But I think that's the only. I think they're both bang. Disrespectful way. They're both bang average fighters.
Yeah.
I think Dylan White's already peaked at where he's going to be. I think he's one of the fighters he could win a world title, the same way that Charles Martin could have won a world title.
Yeah.
If the circumstances are right. And I think that as long as the correct people hold the belts, like the AJs, Wilders, even Ortiz to a lesser extent, I think he's got no chance of picking up a title.
Okay.
That's true.
Brown, I see exactly the same. I think his best bet would have been to have fought Parker.
Yeah.
In like a Southern Hemisphere extravaganza or something. But I just, do you see either of them, if they win this, does either of them beat AJ or Wilder?
No, but isn't that why it's a perfect fight? Because who else can they fight? It's one of the most meaningful fights outside the top 5 guys, isn't it?
It's going to be competitive as such because they're both at the same level.
Yeah,
But-
which is fine.
But,
Actually,
but
yeah,
I,
you're
don't,
right.
I don't see it being an excellent fight. I hope I'm wrong.
I
I
think
will.
so.
I will watch it. I will watch it.
I think regardless of what happens, past like round 6 or 7, they're both going to be absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon wins?
I think White's gonna win first.
Now I saw someone said it on Twitter this week that I can't remember who it was. They could see that White winning on a shitty, dodgy points decision, and I can very much see that. They've got these pretend little belts on the line of it, and I don't mean it totally disrespectful way. So what is it like? WBC silver intercontinental is what White's got, and what's Brown got? Like the WBA
Something.
He did
Something.
regular.
He did have the WBA regular, didn't he? He didn't lose that.
I don't know, but it's just
Drugs. No, not got
Oh.
drugs.
Let's not go there just yet. That's later on in the show. But again, these off topic, but these belts just piss me off. Like you see, they've added one to Cody Chamberlain.
Yeah, that's the WBA. That was WBA Intercontinental, wasn't it?
It's like international.
Oh right, yeah.
Silver. But
What's the difference? Why do they call it the international belt?
listen, they get sanctioning fees.
When you think about it, what's the difference between the international belt and a world title?
Exactly. They're both
The
international.
top boys don't the top boys just don't want this one.
Yeah.
But it's so annoying. They could just pluck these. I hate the term pretend belts, but that's what they are. These belts were sitting vacant. No one cared about them. No one cares about them. But it's just so they can win. And they can say, oh, someone can hold up a belt. They can get a nice little photo up for Chamberlain. Just saying that out now.
Yep.
To have around his waist.
Yeah. Hope so.
Yeah.
I'm just forward to that. I can't wait for that.
I'm actually looking forward a lot to the build up of that as well. I can't wait to really get deep into that and start going back over their records a bit as well.
When's that? Is that the?
That's the second or third, was it?
It's the first weekend in February, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
third.
Yeah.
Third Saturday. Third.
This one will be, so we're 2 weeks away from that now.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
But anyway, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to from Matchroom.
I mean, there is across the board. If you look at across all the networks, there's quite a lot of fights. The first 3 months, there's a lot of fights. Frampton, fighting.
Yeah.
As much.
Yeah.
That's an interesting card, that is. Obviously, it clashes with the Amir Khan comeback as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the Eddie Hearn interview, and he basically, so I think they were all getting a bit of stick for having their fights on the same night, but he explained that it can't really be avoided.
I think it's going to benefit. Like, I know that they're getting not criticism because you listen to both sides of the story and it kind of makes sense that he was always going to go that date. Frank announced it first, but Frank was supposed to be going earlier in the month and then had to push it back because of Donaire or whatever. But I think it, from the promoter's point of view, it probably makes the job easier because people are going to be sitting there watching this fight and they're going to watch that fight, and the reality is that as a boxing fan that night, no one will care about the undercards at all because they've got 2 big fights that are going to be interested in. They won't. It's not like a normal show where you just got one network providing one good fight and an undercard.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on either pro to put on a great undercard because everyone's only worried about those 2 fights, and you get 2 fights out of it.
It's going to be fun to see who kind of blinks first, because one of them shows is not going to have their headline fighting last.
I think it's got to be. Oh, I don't know.
I think Khan will be the big fight of the night.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in disrespect to Frampton. He's obviously a massive name.
Yeah.
But I think.
Well, how did
they're going to struggle.
BT do it slightly different anyway because their shows are kind of
2 hours. They're quite condensed.
done and dusted. So yeah, I can see that being right. I can see Khan being on
after 10.
After the BT show's probably finished.
I hope so, because I want to be able to watch.
But everyone comes out of that looking okay though, because BT can say, look, that's how we always do it.
Yeah, they have.
And Matchroom can say we're on last. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really. I don't think anyone will be bothered.
Like I said, us as fans, it's not pay per view either of them, so it's good news for us really.
Yeah. As long as they work it out, so we get to see both fights. You have to choose. You know.
Okay, so we had a second. Oh, well, that was the second announcement. The first announcement from Eddie Hearn, I think it was on Friday, but announced actually was the Joshua Parker. Although Joshua announced it this week, didn't he? Or last week on his Instagram or his Facebook or whatever it is. Wasn't as slick as how they normally do it.
No, but did you see his interview with IFL where he was sort of talking about, well, insinuating that he's bringing out his YouTube channel? So,
Coombs is alright, man. He's set now. Like,
I don't think it's a surprise to anyone. I don't think it's a surprise to Coombs.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coombs helped him set it all up, so
I'm sure
he
he
knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Keep going to work for AJ Boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? But I think it's quite a good fight. I've kind of got it in my head that Parker can win.
We've had it on a few fights before when you kind of go from side to side completely, and quite regularly. When it was first kind of muted, I just thought Joshua was going to blast him out. And at this very second, that's what I think again. But then sometimes I sit there and I think, well, Parker might be able to do it. But now I don't think so.
When it got announced, I thought Josh was going to blast him out. When I talk to people, I think Josh was going to blast him out. Come here today, and I think Josh was going to blast him out. I just don't see it at all. The good thing about Parker though, I think he's held himself quite well. Like, I mean, he hasn't been talking shit.
It just leaves his
promoters.
promoters.
His promoter's a dick.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
We're gonna actually come on to it.
Did it not remind you a bit like of the Froch Groves build up a bit, where Groves was kind of saying stuff, and then sort of just when Froch got annoyed by it, he was just saying, "But I'm just telling you the facts, the truth." And this guy, he is and he isn't. He's kind of using rumours and saying that they're facts and all that. But
he got dropped. Like he's picked up a couple of times or some sparring.
Yeah.
When he was an amateur. Come on, leave it alone, man.
But I must say, it did seem to rattle Josh.
It
Not rattle him,
wound
him up.
It did. Josh was out and he named the exact times.
Yeah.
And as much as it probably annoyed maybe his sponsors and whatnot, he was like, first time I got dropped, I just come out of a prison cell. I was like, you know, look at it, but like, not having that one.
Yeah.
And he's like, and the second time was David Price, and I just come out of a prison cell. And it's like,
the thing is,
Under Armour. Just open that one up.
But is this part of the whole thing though? Like, because Joshua's addressed it, and we think is he doing that to make out like he's got under his skin, so that we start thinking, oh, he's got under his skin. Yeah. It's like no one really wants this to come across as a one-sided fight, including Joshua. Joshua doesn't really want it to not sell.
There's no benefit to that.
So if he can say something, if he can say or do something to make it look like he's rattled, he might very well be. I don't know.
I think he is. I think he has been rattled.
I don't see it.
I don't see it as a promotion thing. I think he does so much of that. He's got so many other ways of promoting stuff, and Eddie Hearn has as well. But I honestly think he got under the skin a little bit. But the results will be the same for me.
Do you not think that if it goes like, because I think it's fair to say that Parker is going to come forward.
Yeah, but that's why he's going to get blasted up.
He's got to walk onto one.
I don't think he's gonna use movement at all.
Sorry, because AJ doesn't even, to be fair.
But if AJ comes in as heavy or
he said he's gonna try and light.
He said that.
He's coming lighter, but
he keeps saying that all the time. Yeah, he keeps saying that. I don't know if he can, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I think he likes that weight training.
Nothing wrong with weight training, mate.
But I'd imagine if you keep lifting the weights, the muscles aren't going to disappear. It's not like he's got loads of fat. Do you know what I mean? It's like, surely you've got to...
Well, I suppose you have to wait for his prescription somehow. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything of the sort.
I don't know, but if he comes in heavy and it does go 5 or 6 rounds, can you not see it?
No.
I can't see Parker getting knackered. He's kind of one-paced, but he's kind of consistent.
Yeah, he hasn't been hit though.
Right, and that's it. I'm trying to think who it was that said it this week. He was like, yeah, never been dropped, and he's really proud of that. But then you got to say, but who have you fought?
Yeah. That Fury fight was shocking in that Fury fight.
But I suppose he's going to
say the style.
He's going to want someone to engage him, isn't he? And
I think the
Fury
thing is, if Parker's, I don't know whether he's got a chance or not, but if he's genuinely, you'd imagine he's sparred the best. You'd imagine he's gone around the world and sparred good fighters.
Yeah.
And if he's never been dropped, well, it would have come out if he'd been hurt. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, just maybe scratching around, but I just think that if it gets to...
I think you're right.
If it gets to 6 or 7 rounds and he's still coming, and Joshua hasn't really fought anyone who's a pressure fighter who's been able to do it against him.
Yeah, it's true. Well,
and you know, Joshua, like, he does get very, very tired.
Well, we said it after the Klitschko knockdown. When he had that, no, it wasn't the knockdown, was it? When he had that little burst when he tried to put Klitschko down.
Yeah, when he did.
He went hell for leather for like 60 seconds and then didn't really move for 4 rounds.
He done it in a round, So I mean, if Joshua does get tired, Parker's not the sort of person who's going to stand back and let him recover. I don't know.
I just think Parker's just gonna walk forward, mate. He's just gonna walk forward.
If Joshua's knackered and someone's walking straight at him.
But this is though. What happens when he's not before he's knackered though? This is the problem. When he's before he's
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, exactly. The first 3-4 rounds, when he's not tired, and Parker's just walking forward.
Have we seen Joshua in a fight where I can't think of Joshua in a fight where he's not got tired.
His first 20 fights.
Even against Dylan White, he got tired because he thought he was going to stop him in the first round.
Yeah, he tried to blast him out, didn't he?
And then it took him. To be fair to him, he does recover. He does recover.
He gets a second win, but he gets
experience though, isn't it, as well?
Like I said,
at the same time.
a bigger punch, not even so much a bigger puncher, but a more intelligent fighter that can recognise that now. And I think now that that's been seen a couple of times, fighters will know that if you can weather that storm, kind of Gallagher style, just block it all with your face for a minute, that he's gonna be very, very tired very, very quickly.
I mean, I think to Cam, I think maybe I don't know if he got criticism or not, and the stoppage has nothing to do with him. That's probably Eddie Hearn arranged that.
Yeah. We've got this knockout.
Yeah.
Right. We need to keep that.
Yeah.
We've got 20, 20 and 20. We need that.
Yeah. So I think his game plan for that fight was perfect because he didn't necessarily gas as much as I think he would have if he'd have really sort of gone hell for leather for the first 5 rounds. I think he was kind of pacing himself. And I think he has to do the same against Parker. But I think the difference between Parker and Takam is Parker will go through a bit more. So I expect Parker to be there after 5 or 6 rounds. And I don't expect him to be much different from how he is in the second or third round.
Maybe to contradict myself slightly, I kind of agree with you. I think Parker will get blasted out for that exact reason.
Exactly.
That he will come forward, he will try and put it on him.
Yeah, he's just gonna be open.
And he'll get
caught.
He'll
get caught, mate.
But we said this a few times.
Joshua doesn't blast people out.
I was just gonna say, Joshua seems to he gets stoppages. He doesn't stop people very often.
Like his last 2, let's be honest.
Even the Klitschko one.
The Klitschko one, he didn't land half of them.
They were all arms and shoulders more or less. And
Takam one, it wasn't even him. It was with the referee sort of choking Takam out.
But I mean, didn't see
I can't think of someone who's really
his earlier fights when he fought, what was that? That guy, someone in Love.
Zambano Love.
He laid him out. No, just a straight right hand, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just boom.
Yeah, even what was that mate? At Wembley as well, a leg or something.
Oh yeah.
Leg.
Yeah, that uppercut was dirty.
But then you look
from Dylan White as well.
He laid him out. And you look after that, and you see in all of your even like the Matt Skeltons, the pigeon, even like the the Matt Skeltons, the Kevin Johnsons, etc. They were all pretty much stoppages. I mean, he was hurting people.
Brazil, Molina.
Molina was on the floor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He stopped it. Referee stopped it.
Yeah, and I mean,
finished, mate.
He hurt him. But this is the one, and this is not to be too. I don't know if maybe we are being too critical, but you compare it to, going back to times gone by, like when Tyson hit people, they went down and they stayed down, and that was it.
Yeah, knockout was a knockout.
That was it.
And these are sort of, they won't just call it a TKO. They'll. It's like this.
Well, that's the one. I'd love to see that. I'll be like, all right, ref, let's break down this actual record now. So we got 20 fights, 20 wins. 15 TKOs.
Yeah. But it's that
5
thing
knockouts.
I saw on Twitter this week where it's like 20, 20, and then there's that picture of Takam looking at Joshua like through the referee's arm after the fight's already ended and he's trying to fight. He's like, he's alright. And he goes, really? With
well
knocked out?
to go on.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
On the same card now.
Yeah.
So is this announced now?
I don't know if it's been announced, but it's
Povetkin,
not as good as I think.
He's back. He's back to get knocked out again.
I know,
sorry.
I'm
not say that.
Now, Dwight, to cast your mind back, you went to the last MTK show where he was headlining. Yeah, 6 rounder?
Yeah, if that David Price turns up, mate.
Was it 6 or 4 rounds?
It was a 6 round.
It was 6. That would have been his take, wouldn't it? He probably should
that
have.
was the one on YouTube, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Dwight was there. I think I watched maybe about 3 rounds of it because I was out that night. But is this guy ready for Povetkin?
If that David Price turns up, no.
I think it's probably pretty safe to say he will, isn't it?
If that David Price turns up, he's finished, mate. He's gonna get blasted again.
How many no contests has David Price got on his record now? Because when he loses to a drugs cheat, it just goes as no contest, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've got at least 2.
Maybe. Yeah,
So Perkins been completely cleared though, hasn't he?
Perkin.
Yeah.
Which time are we talking about?
He must have, because he keeps
He
keeps doing it.
Keep being there.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh yeah, I ate some wild boar again. Alright, this scam, go on, off you got.
Because the annoying thing about Povetkin is though, when he was supposed to fight Wilder the first time, I'm pretty sure most boxing fans thought he would beat Wilder. I thought he beat Wilder at the first time round.
That's what they were quick to cancel it, weren't they? Straight away. Wilder.
It's supposed to be in Russia as well, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what I'm telling you. I still don't think that Ortiz fight's going to happen. They've let Ortiz get away with that drug thing for a little while, and then it'll come up again just before the fight. Be like, actually, oh no, we tested the B sample now.
Yeah.
It's got about 14 different drugs in it.
Yeah.
So no, he's not fighting.
Yeah.
And then he'll have another crappy, short notice mandatory fight.
Well, like Joshua.
Well, I put it on our Twitter. I was like, I want to know who the backup is this time round, because there must be one. They don't put on these shows. I think Matchroom play safe now. They're not putting on these shows for there to be no backup.
Yeah.
This is for a world title fight, so they're gonna have to have.
It's smart. It's
I
smart.
mean, they've all been world titles, but I mean a unification.
Well,
It won't be.
if they've got Povetkin and Price on the card now, they can pay Price off, can't they?
Move aside. Yeah.
Right. So on the same. No, it's not the same card, but have you seen that we're gonna get a gloves are off between Eddie Hearn and Higgins? But it's gonna have that chick from Sky Sports News that does the boxing now.
Yeah.
One with the specs.
Yeah.
I used to like it when she just talked about the football, but she's really jarring on the boxing.
Yeah. But I think
Really
Sky are trying quite a lot to get women in sport. They keep putting that woman on the football as well, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know the name, man.
Yeah.
You see sexist bastards, you don't know her name.
I don't know half the male presenters' names, do we?
I don't know any of them.
No.
Unless they were footballers.
Yeah, exactly.
I think she is a footballer.
Yeah, she was.
That's even worse then.
Anna Warhouse is the name of the boxing one, isn't it? Is it something like that, Warhouse?
Yeah. I'm sure that's what it is.
It's called that.
But that's going to be gold, isn't it?
Yeah. But I'm not really interested in it.
I think this is the problem. This is going to be the terrible term again, but the kind of divide between the casuals and the serious boxing fans.
Yeah.
We like the glitz and glamour of a matchroom show, but do I need to sit there and watch the promote? Like if it was Eddie and Frank, I'm pay-per-viewing that, and I'll watch it. But
the thing that do they have to have that? Like they just they shown off at a press conference the other day. Like this.
I thought the press conferences. I can't. That's when I can't stand Eddie Hearn when he sort of turned to him and said, "Oh, go on, say it to Anthony Joshua." Said his face. Go on,
now my dad's here.
Yeah.
What are you going to say now?
Yeah.
And I wish that guy just turned around and said, "How about Eddie? Why don't you ask Anthony Joshua if you're going to be working with him in 2 years' time?" To his face. You know what I mean? It's like.
You should have. Yeah. You just wish you had a bit more confidence.
Yeah.
It's on now to that.
It's like I don't know. Eddie Hearn is trying to make it this big promoter thing, obviously because they've got this gloves are off thing to market and so. It's not interested in that. I think the gloves are off. There's no point having Anthony Joshua gloves are off anymore because he just says the same thing.
Stay humble. I'm a trainer like the champ. I am the champ. I'm gonna come. I want Charles Martin back.
Yeah, exactly.
I want this world like a god. Like, this guy's a fucking legend.
No, I'm
2 rounds.
I'm kind of interested in like a Bellew Hay 2-1 just to see. It can't be. Hopefully,
It's going to be more the same though. It's going to be more the same. Just watch the
No,
other one.
it can't. No, do you know what?
What's the other one? Just reruns.
Maybe this is my inner bias coming out, but I would like that because Bellew would be like, yeah, I've beaten you once before.
Yeah,
He'd be like,
there's a different
I had
dynamic.
1 leg.
Yeah.
And I still won a round. I still won a round.
And the Chamberlain and the Coley one, I think that would be good.
That would be good.
I think Chamberlain's going to be too respectful.
Or
I
maybe
think Cody's going to really try it.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but there's no point with these people like Joshua. Joshua's not going to say anything controversial.
He can't afford to now.
Yeah, he can't afford not to.
Oh, fuck it, he has. Just, I was going to say he can't afford to. He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
I think that's pretty clear.
yeah.
But even though what he said though, like the stuff he said, it doesn't really get brought up in like
This-
the mainstream.
Do you know what? People
Like
are,
that. Do you know what I mean?
I
It's
don't
just
think
like,
you're allowed to.
people are called out loads, and it's that Sky media bubble is
Yeah.
so powerful now.
yeah.
They know that if you were in a press conference and you'd be like, Anthony, did you actually say that blacks are superior? You are never going to another matchroom event.
Yeah.
Ever. Probably couldn't even buy a ticket.
What you need is like Lee Nelson to storm in a matchroom event, don't you? Just say it.
You just throw the money at him. Oh yeah, I don't understand how that never gets brought up.
Well, see, he goes on all like
Graham Norton
and Jonathan Ross and all that stuff, and it just never gets brought up. None of that stuff gets brought up. Like,
Graham Norton should have been like, "Are you superior to me?
Yeah.
Come on, tell me."
But do you think that they even know?
No.
They know. They know.
No, Graham Norton has no idea.
They know. They all know. And they all know. Like, come on, man. And they know. They do the interview. So many people, and if they do their checks. They do.
They don't. They have a team.
I think it's quite hard to find that. It's not that information isn't available in any media though.
Yeah,
You've got to go scouring Twitter and
yeah, but come on,
you've got to know that it exists.
Yeah,
they've got people. They got their own media people. They got their own media people like that. Look through Twitter.
But all they'll get told.
On Twitter.
All Graham Norton will be told is
don't mention it. Yeah.
These are the things you are not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
Or you will never see Anthony again. It's like a custody battle. It's like,
yeah.
say this and you'll never see him again. Ever.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it goes.
And if it comes to it, I think, well, he just sort of said it got hacked, didn't he?
Someone in his team.
Did you see Al Bernstein's, the American commentator? Did you see his Twitter? So the other morning, like, he must be like a 60, 65-year-old commentator. And it come up, you know, like when one of the people you follow, it says who's liked what, and you go look on his likes, it's all Brazzers stuff.
Nice.
And he basically didn't say anything for about a day and a half, and then he goes, oh, it appears that someone's hacked my account. So what, and just liked stuff. They didn't do any tweets or anything, they just liked some stuff. So you definitely did that.
One thing I find quite funny about that sort of stuff, and this is, I've purely been told this obviously, is no videos give you the option to share. Share with your friends. It's like, no, I think I won't. Share to Facebook? Probably not. Nah. No. Stick it in a WhatsApp group? Nah. Keep it, no, swerve that one.
Yeah.
You know, someone thought, this is a good idea, just put a share option on that. There should have been someone sat around a table like this and went, it's probably not even worth doing the work.
Exactly.
Someone will have to write that code in and then no one's going to use it.
I think we need to, what we were talking about before, we need to sort of talk about what Matchroom have said this week about records being set.
Oh, right.
We need to go through this.
Right, sure. Can we have the soundbite?
Yeah, we can have the first one.
We'll have the first soundbite and then we can discuss this.
So which one do you want, the Eddie Hearn one? Or?
Yeah, let's go Eddie, because we'll start with the promoter and then we'll work it down.
Yeah, okay.
Because Eddie, he's an honest guy.
Yeah.
And I do believe that when he's marketing, he tells you the truth.
Yeah. So should we have it?
Yeah.
Let's play it. This is what you had to say about this record-breaking event coming up in the end of March.
I think people need to understand and give the respect to Anthony Joshua that in his 21st fight, this is his second unification world heavyweight title. He's had more heavyweight defences, I believe, than any other heavyweight world champion from this country.
Okay.
That's what he believes.
So, just a couple things.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's definitely bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the actual fact.
Yeah.
That's a real BTR fact. That's not true.
So all this fake news stuff about a Cody saying he hurt or dropped Joshua Dubois, that's been called fake news.
Yeah.
And it's only actually...
Yeah, I thought that was a really strange choice of words in the interview. That's fake news. Oh, so you're superior, we're siding with Trump now. This is an interesting development.
Yeah. So, obviously, should we listen to what Anthony Joshua said? Mr. Humble,
Well, no,
stay humble.
Mr. Anthony Joshua, knowing that couldn't be true, I'm sure he corrected him.
Yeah, he did. Let's listen to what he says. This is obviously Mr. Humble.
I've defended the title, the heavyweight championship title, the British fighter the most times in history.
Right, so obviously Matchroom somewhere have plucked this out of the air. Someone at Matchroom has surely, in good faith, told them two guys that this is true.
A British fighter.
Do you know what it is? This is like one of them, them Sky Sports things. Like Harry Kane, they just make records up.
Yeah.
It's like he scored more times in 17 games than anyone else has ever done with his feet. And it's like, yeah, alright.
Yeah.
I can't dispute that, but it's not really a thing.
Because Andy Joshua obviously won the world title against Charles Martin.
Charles Martin, yeah.
And it's Brazil, Molina, and Takam. There is defences. So 3 defences of the world title. According to Matchroom and the big sort of hype machine behind that, Sky Sports, all the resources in the world, and 3 title defences is more than any other British heavyweight in history.
No, the only way, and I think we said you could possibly get around that, is to 100% wholeheartedly discount.
No, hold on. Maybe you have to go back maybe 100 years. Maybe that's why maybe you have to go back 100 years to find someone who's beaten that record.
Right.
Maybe it is.
Or maybe the fact that they're talking about someone that's won an Olympic gold for Britain.
That's what I mean. It's like we get these statements from Matchroom now, and it's like them adverts you get on the radio.
Yeah.
Get this Volvo for £269. That's how you got to go to the Matchroom press conferences now, record it and then play it back at half speed afterwards to get the real sound bites.
Yeah. So
Well, let's lay it down. Like, the obvious person we're going to talk about is Leonard Lewis.
Yeah.
Now I think we searched it collectively for what, about 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And saw that he had, what was it, 9
consecutive
ones.
I think it's about 13, 14
in total.
Yeah.
But it's quite close.
I mean, 3 goes into 9.
It's just weird to think where they're coming from. I don't know whether it's...
There must be a condition to what they said. There must be something.
Is it...
But 2 separate people said it.
Yeah.
So somebody has told them.
And it's not like we've not just picked out bits of their... That's pretty much... That's in context. They haven't said it. They haven't sort of followed that with any other condition.
AJ one, he said it, and then there was a pause.
He said it in history.
Yeah.
But I can only think that they might mean in Britain.
But maybe,
Leonard still fought in Britain though.
Did he defend it more than 3 times in Britain?
Probably not in a row once he first won the belt.
Well, he didn't say consecutive, did he?
No. That's what I'm saying. It's one of the ones where someone's found a stat.
Yeah.
They've literally found something. It's like, right, if I analysed it.
But what is the stat? What is the stat? And if your name's Anthony Joshua, who's the most defences for someone called Anthony Joshua?
It's definitely it.
Or for Matchroom, I don't know, for Matchroom maybe, I don't know. And as I was saying to you earlier, it's like Matchroom, as Terry on the New Age podcast sort of said, they'd have you believe that Katie Taylor, or Matchroom and Katie Taylor invented women's boxing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're just... The thing is, most people listening to that interview are like, oh, that's brilliant, what a great record, well done to Anthony Joshua. Most people watching that video, Coogan didn't say anything to either of them. So what is going on? What's going on?
That's the one you would sit there, you kind of interviewing.
Coogan knew that wasn't true.
And the thing is, this is a stranger because Coogan does pull people up sometimes.
Especially on records, because I know that Eddie Hearn is always trying to make up records to apply to his events. And Coogan in the past has laughed about things like that, where
just like
I think it was the McDonald twins, and they're like, yeah, first twins to ever be world champions, and Coogan was like, well, what about the Charlos and all that?
Yeah. First British.
So I'm just surprised that no one's picked him up on that. So I'm guessing that there must be bits missing out of that stat.
But
But both of them missed it. It's a strange thing.
Maybe if you buy your ticket based on that information, is that like false advertisement? I want my money back because you told me this and this is bullshit. I'm not happy, I'm not having it.
I'm just astonished that they come out of that.
I think they sort of twisted a lot of the way, because my interpretation of undisputed world champion is to have all of the belts. And they're sort of saying now it's like Anthony Joshua could become Britain's first undisputed world champion.
This is a strange one again because when it suits Eddie, I've seen it in 2 or 3 interviews, when it suits him, the IBO counts as a world title.
Yeah.
You ask him about anyone else,
We don't. No.
and he's not. And then he starts going, if it's alongside other belts, then it's a bona fide world title. As a standalone, no. And it's like, can't just pick and choose. It's a title or it's not a title.
Yeah.
Now, if you say it's not, so fair enough.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But then when people are telling you as well, I'm old school, I grew up with the 4 world titles. So, listen, the WBO didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Until Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank were fighting for it.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, that's when he was growing up. But you hear a lot of people say, "Oh no, I'm only about these 4 main ones. I'm old school." And so, well, actually, if you're old school, then you want one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just it.
I don't know. It just feels like they not bend the rules because obviously we're not picking them up on this, but they can get away with saying this stuff, and most of the people who are going to buy this event, whether going there or not, will buy it. And they'll think, "Oh, brilliant! This is history in the making."
Listen, we said it before, and we love Matchroom, but it is a case of I think they just pick up a box and kind of put a nice pretty bow in it and just go, "Here you go," and fans just lap it up, and you can just say whatever you want at that point.
I can remember when Ireland's record goal scorer was Niall Quinn, yeah, and it was like 21 goals instead of that. And you think that's not really a record that you want to talk about too much because obviously Robbie Keane's going to smash it now, but I'm pretty sure it's that when Niall Quinn. I can remember when Niall Quinn broke it, and then when Robbie Keane broke that, and it was like I'm pretty sure it was like 21, 22 goals. And it's like, why are they even talking about the most offences when it's 3? The number is 3.
Yeah, just leave it for
Yeah.
When you've done 10, give me 10.
Yeah,
Then I'll be like, fuck, he's done 10.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Like Deontay Wilder's got more defences than Andy Joshua, and Deontay Wilder's not really bragging about his because he hasn't really fought anyone good.
And he
neither
knows
is
it,
Joshua.
He's on Twitter today saying he was bragging about stuff.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I've got the
He
most
was.
defences.
He
You
was.
know, I bet he watched that interview and was
Yeah.
like, that's bullshit.
What's he doing? He must have like 6 defences, isn't
Yeah, you would have thought
he? And
so.
they're probably just as good as Joshua's. Like Klitschko, depends how you view that Klitschko win, but
He hasn't said nothing about this, has he?
Well, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe Nevis is in Jamaica now, he's probably just chilling.
Yeah.
But quite often he's on Twitter and he sees these things and he pulls people up. I was saying to you guys that when Tyson Fury tweeted out that picture and he was like, I'm the first British heavyweight with all the 4 titles, and Lennox Lewis sent like a picture of himself on the Ring magazine with all his titles, and the tagline was just Counting Brethren. I was like,
yeah.
well, you can't argue with that.
Yeah.
It's on the magazine. You're laying on the floor. But I found it astonishing. When you said it to me, I said, you know, I said, send me them. So I can't believe that's actually.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You can kind of get it from Eddie Hearn because that's his job. That's his job to say stuff like that, and half the stuff all promoters say turns out not to be true. Half the stuff fighters say, but the fact they're both in the same camp and they both said the same thing, it's obviously come from somewhere.
Someone's got that.
Yeah.
Somebody's plucked that stat out, and it's got to be based on something.
I can only guess that it must be in Britain, without looking at where Lennox Lewis defended his titles.
Well,
It's like to move on again. It's like it's not even an impressive stat.
No, it's 3. The number is 3.
It's just not.
well, again, if you won the world title, you don't fight outside of Britain, then what's going to be the result?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to stay in Britain, that's going to be the result, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're gonna have loads of title defences in Britain. So
I'll tell you what, no, his Wilder one's not going to be in Britain now, is it? Because Wilder got busted for drugs last week.
How does it work? Yeah. Joshua's okay going to America.
Yeah,
isn't
he'll be
he?
fine to go there. But they definitely won't let him in now.
But Wilder will make Joshua do the VADA testing, surely.
Money talks, mate. Money
Yeah.
talks. He's going to want it because in fairness, I think Deontay Wilder, you could say with quite a lot of confidence. You look at him, he's obviously a very well built guy.
Yeah.
I think I would say, but he's a clean athlete.
Yeah,
he's enrolled in all the programs
yeah.
he can be in. And this is not me saying that Anthony Joshua is not.
He's not enrolled in it.
But
I mean,
there's
we're
more
not saying he's a drug
that's it,
but
but there's
he's
more
not
to debate about Anthony Joshua because he's not enrolled in certain programs. And like, people seem to pull up the stat, and I know it can be done. Dwight will second it as well if you get the right diet and the right training. But to put on, like the amount of weight he's put on since he turned pro in just lean muscle mass, it can be done, but it's no mean feat.
Can be done. He's training. The thing about he's doing this day in, day out. That's all he's doing. He's training. You know.
So I'm not saying
people like us go to work and do something else, but he's training day in, day out. So it can be done. He's got the money to spend on it.
On what? What are you saying?
Legal supplements.
Legal
supplements. Yeah.
Illegal.
Legal. So yeah, he's got the money to spend on it. He's got the money to spend on the trainers. You know, so
What, like Nikes?
yeah.
That's got to be Under Armour.
Under
You're
Armour.
not allowed to say that.
Yeah.
You'll never be seen wearing them.
So, and to be fair, if I drank that much Lucozade, I'd probably be able to train a
Yeah.
lot as well.
Yeah. You don't know how much Lucozade you put on weight. Fat though.
But then you can not turn that into muscles. That's not how it works. But you know, what I mean,
Nah.
you've got the massive and work
So
with
what's
that.
I guarantee he don't drink a lot of Lucozade at all.
It's just that one bottle every press
Yeah.
conference.
Do you think you drink more Lucozade than him?
I don't drink Lucozade.
That's so the same then.
yeah.
Such a bad person to be sponsored by the man, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just Lucozade is pure sugar. Man.
And you know he doesn't wear links either. Doesn't wear links.
Do you know what? I loved links when I was in year 10,
Yeah.
and you had like one can for the entire classroom.
Yeah.
That's how it went after PE. It was like,
Spraying it on your blazer.
just straight up on the outside, yeah. But yeah, he's just the most marketable person on pretty much probably the planet. So people are going to associate themselves with him. But
Well, why not, man? Why not? You'd be stupid not to take advantage of it. At the same
listen,
time,
while
you
the
know?
sun shines,
Yeah.
make hay. That's what
Yeah,
they say,
And
isn't it?
that's it.
And you can't knock him for that.
I love it though because he turns up at press conferences and he's got the little Lucozade water bottle that you don't. Only sports teams have them bottles. You know the blue bottles.
Yeah.
And the like football teams have them.
Yeah.
You don't just walk around with that.
It's like, and it's got water in it.
Yeah. And you don't. If you're gonna go to a press conference, if I had to go to work and I was sitting there listening to people and talking to people, I would not have like my headphones hanging out.
Got your Beats by Dre.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
Under
it's
Armour top. Your AJ
Yeah,
boxing
basically,
cap.
man. I like the fact he's doing brilliant.
What was the
It's
one I
good
saw the
much.
other day when he was shouting at a little bonsai tree? Have you seen that advert?
Oh yeah. What,
Like, this
that
tree
was
should
some-
be big. Look at it! Was that alright? You know when
What
you're sitting on the
product is that? Is
I
that?
can't even remember that. I was sitting on the chair, headphones in, and then he just shouted. I think I actually jumped. I got like spilled a Costa coffee on the woman next to me, so I had to apologise. It's just crazy, but kind of we just had a question come in, kind of based on what we were just talking about, and it's should supplements be banned? What's wrong with food?
Dwight, you must know about food.
There's nothing wrong with what. That's hard to say though, because then you're looking at supplements banned across all sports though, because footballers take supplements,
I think every elite athlete's
Do you know what I
going to
mean?
be taking supplements of some
Yeah.
description now.
and that's just the way it is. Better performance. It's mainly recovery. Supplements. It's mainly recovery supplements.
It is a good question, but I think
What is a supplement?
So it's all it is basically everything. You can get it all from foods, but supplements it gets into your body faster. It's more of it as well.
it's more concentrated
Yeah.
things that you need.
So someone who say is against supplements is a disadvantage from someone who just
They,
takes them.
well, again, you can get things via your diet.
Yeah, you can pretty much get everything. There's certain things you can't.
In fact, but that's what they're called. They're called
What?
supplements, so they're supplementary to your diet.
Yeah.
They should be alongside it, so you should be able to get everything you need from that.
Yeah.
But again, I think now
There's
it's more science. It's just
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
purely a science thing more.
And there's a difference between a supplement and a performance enhancing drug. There's a massive difference.
Well,
That was the difference.
there are, but the difference is what has been defined on a bit of paper. Some people will say that you can't take this because it boosts this level,
Alright,
but then you can get a food that does exactly the same thing.
Well, for instance, when Dylan White got done,
Mhm.
yeah, Jack 3D, he was on that Jack 3D, yeah, basically. That's a pre-workout, yeah. So that's basically, for instance, you imagine Lucozade times 20.
Yeah.
We've hit the note. We've hit the pre-workouts. You know,
Yeah.
it's
You know, so that's basically what it is, and that is again that is performance enhancing. That's taking Lucozade to the next level, like you know. So,
But isn't a supplement performance enhancing?
like for instance, a protein is not. That's all that is muscle recovery. That's just helping your muscles prepare. It's not going to help your muscles perform better at the time. It's just
But
going
does
to
it
help
not
muscle
allow
recover.
you to do something sooner?
it would allow you to train hard. Yeah,
It will allow you.
harder
Yeah, allow you to
quicker.
train. Yeah, allow you to recover quicker. As such, the muscles, build your muscles quicker. But when you're actually, like, say for instance, if you took protein just before your fight, ain't gonna do no difference. Ain't no difference to you perform fighting on the night.
But if you took that during your training and someone didn't,
You would be at an
Yeah,
advantage.
you would be an advantage. But then again, someone can just eat more chicken, for instance, or meat or whatever, and they'll get a lot more protein as well in that sense.
It's a concentrated dose. It's like someone's just literally taken a diet to the next level. Says, all right, well, you want to get this amount of protein, this amount of iron, this amount of X, Y, and Z. To do that, you would have to eat this amount of chicken. You would have to eat this amount of spinach, and someone can go, right, well, you can just take this one pill,
this one molecule,
and this will sort you out for the day. So it is an interesting question because
when you say like that, it doesn't seem like there's that much difference.
Obviously, there's lots and lots of different supplements. Like the elite athletes will be taking supplements for a lot of different things.
Yeah, and then you've got obviously performance enhancing drugs. You've got blood thinners, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? That is
things that increase your
exactly
capacity.
Is there nothing natural that thins your blood?
Well, see, again, I've seen the same argument. People say because you can get the drugs. I'm trying to think who it was that did it recently, where it helps your lung capacity and the amount of oxygen you carry around your body. And it has the same effect as doing altitude training.
Yeah.
So then, does that become a bone of contention where, right, so you're altitude training, your opponent doesn't do that, you're at an advantage.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's someone say like an Andy Joshua can afford all the supplements in the world, then someone who can't has to take the long route. So because of the supplement, Andy Joshua's at an advantage.
He needs to get sponsored, isn't it?
Don't listen. You know when you go to those press conferences and it's just all the names on the table.
Yeah.
You're gonna go there soon. It's just gonna be Lucozade, Whey Protein, Under Armour. You're just gonna see all of his sponsors lined up. There won't be any room for his belts. That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Assuming Parker doesn't take those belts.
And obviously Eddie won't be at the top table anyway soon.
Yeah.
Eddie's gonna be sat next to Cougs in the audience.
Yeah.
You're like Cougs.
Because it's Andy Joshua MBE, isn't it? As well.
Yeah.
It's not just Andy Joshua.
So there'll be another sign that says MBE.
So Andy Joshua. It won't be long.
Going back to that supplement thing, I don't think.
Once he breaks his record, I bet he's.
What,
Andy
4?
Joshua. Yeah.
Once he breaks his own record every time. It'll be Sir Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Sir AJ.
Yeah. I don't think there's a problem with supplements.
It's because you take them though. No, in fairness, I do as well, so I don't think there's a problem. But then I'm not getting drug tested.
Body rising machine.
Have they paid for you for that?
No, they will do.
We've blasted through our agenda.
Yeah. Is that it?
We've done our time.
That's quite good.
Yeah, I think we've done alright today. We covered quite a lot.
And we've got Spence Peterson this week.
Yeah. I'm looking for it. We've all gone. Alright, so if we had to pick a round for that then.
I think what we need to do, we need to keep a little tally now this year.
Alright,
we
you
need
know
to do
what,
it.
right?
Let's have a little prediction.
I jot them down, and I'm Mr. Excel, so I'm just gonna.
We'll keep a tally.
We'll have a
of
little
all the
spreadsheet that I can just look at and be around with
of all
every
the
day.
big fights. So I'm gonna go Spence.
Are we just going for the winners and we're just tallying them up like that then? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah, I
get
think
a
so.
Should we get a bonus point?
I was going to say, yeah, we have 1 point for the winner
Yeah.
and you get a bonus point if you get the method right. So if you say even, you don't have to pick a round, but KO or points.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright, so we'll go Spence, Peterson for this week. And we're going to have Sean.
Spence TKO.
Okay. Spence TKO.
Spence knockout.
Okay, so we're actually. Alright, nice. We're doing it that detailed. Dwight KO. I'm going definitely for a KO.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Dave? I reckon that Peterson's going to win. Alright, cheers, Dave.
Yeah. Kelbrook.
I'm going to put that in there. Dave, Kelbrook.
I don't know what Dave would think because obviously you got the guy who beat Khan against the guy who beat Brook.
Oh gosh, he's. But then, when Peterson beat Khan, wasn't he then busted as well?
Yeah, he had didn't he have like a pellet under his
hip or something?
Oh man.
How did they find that though? Like he's going to a club in it and they're giving him a pat down.
What is that? Is he trying to smuggle that somewhere else? Is that for his own advantage or is he delivering that somewhere else?
He's a mule. Okay, so we got our tally. We'll come back and we'll look at that next week.
Yeah. And I think we keep a running total of all the big fights.
Yeah.
Throughout the year.
Yep.
Definitely.
Do you want to mention your spare ticket you have as well?
Yeah, we've got a spare ticket for Groves, Eubank. What was it? Block? Oh, yeah, I can't remember now. It's on our Twitter. I think it's block 106 or 116.
Yeah, it's a good
Row
seat to be
S, £201.60, I think.
And we could list it on StubHub, but we're against StubHub.
I mean, it will. If you can't sell it, eventually it'll go on StubHub just for face value. So hopefully we can get rid of it. But
I might have 2 actually as well. 2 going as well. So
2 on top of that.
yeah, on top of that.
But they're next to each other.
They're next to each other. So
That's annoying. So that everyone's going to be going for them, aren't they?
I won't mention it too much yet. Anyway.
What do you not block they're in?
I don't know what block they're in. But
Well, I can probably sell them for you. I know somebody wants to go, but
Wait, you
just
just
want to
sold
buy
it.
my 1 ticket for double the amount. Right.
but yeah.
Right, well, we'll wrap up then, and we'll be back next week. I'm sure that we'll have some good stuff to talk about. Because there's a lot of boxing now, so there's going to be a lot to talk about. And as we get closer to February, there is definitely going to be.
We've got the Brown White press conference at the end of this week, haven't we?
Yep, so we can discuss that next week. Although it probably would have been done to death by the other pods.
Of course it will, yeah.
But it falls for us sometimes, where we get the good stuff to talk about.
We'll still touch on it, won't we?
Oh, of course, it's going to
Eddie will be like, it's the first time 2 heavyweights with
with
colours to surnames.
with opposite skin colours to surname have fought each other. It's never been done in Britain before. We've got the belt for it. Yeah, that's going to be a great one. So I look forward to that.
Yeah.
That weird one where you're sneakily got your phone on your laptop at work. Just like, what's going on here then?
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Alright, message for Dave, just piss off. Cancelling us at the last minute.
Yeah.
Just because you want McDonald's. Whatever.
Oh, I was going to chuck in a t-shirt, wasn't I, with the ticket if anyone buys it.
You
So
a free BTR shirt.
yeah, free. That's gonna be worth what? They're worth about £8 or £9, isn't they?
Yeah, I don't think we've set a price as of yet.
So I'll chuck one of them in if someone buys it.
And I think next week our numbers have been consistent, whether we've had a guest or not recently. So I'm quite happy that people are actually maybe listening to just us for a little bit. We'll try and get someone on for next week.
I think as long as they, as long as we get some good content and stuff that maybe people don't know.
Listen, don't tell them that. That's like a verbal contract there. You're telling people with.
I just have to ask a really random question.
Yeah.
No, do you know what? I've got a thought on this, right? Any boxer I speak to now, I'm gonna ask them for their favourite your mum cuss.
Okay.
I want to do it now. Imagine sitting down and just
See how that works out.
No, I'm not going to say it to them. I'm not going to be sitting there going, so, boxer X, your mum's so stupid. No, I'm not about that life. Although if they punch me, will I get some money for it?
Yeah, definitely you'll get a lot of money if you do that.
No.
Shut us down at the same time though.
Listen, you could just go and say it's Andy Dubois. I mean, he broke his arm anyway, so it's fine. Alright then boys, we are rambling, so we will wrap up and we'll be back next week guys, and thanks for listening as always. Check us on our YouTube because we're trying to get some more subscribers there, and that's just Beyond the Ropes Podcast. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. You can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes. In fact, it comes up on loads of places. It's a lot.
I listen on Castbox. You can download it.
Okay. Good to
Which
know.
is good.
Okay then, we will see you next week. Peace.
That was good.
But this is the awkward bit where we're still kind of live. Someone was telling me that we should do it because they've been watching our live ones, and that we should do a 1 hour pod, and then we should have half an hour afterwards as a behind the scenes or just extra content, to drive people to the live feed.
See that?
What was it?
Do you know what, right? when I was about 20, I applied for a job at Carillion and I forgot to attach my CV.
Yeah.
And the woman came back to me and she was like, yeah, it's fine.
Right.
She was like, you haven't attached your CV. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, I attached it back, sent it back to her. And then she never got back to me. So now I say, fuck you, Carillion. And I went to work for a major competitor called Morgan Sindel anyway. So, look at me now. Just saying. We're just gonna leave it on that note.
Yeah.
Carillion. Peace.
Really? How do we get onto that?